Good morning, Bonneville County. This is breakfast with Idaho State Senator Kevin Cook. I am from District 32, and that is the Idaho Falls area, Bonneville County. I try to do this every Saturday at 10 a.m. to try to give you a transparency, a look into the Senate and what's going on, and hopefully hear back from you, whether that's through this session, or text me, email me, or call me, but I'd love to hear from you. So week 3 of the 2023 legislative session is in the books. It's done. 3 weeks we've been at it. And so the question you probably have is, what have you been doing for 3 weeks? And so let me give you a little rundown of what happened this week. Excuse me. Many of you in my district, let me just start out with that. Many of you in my district received a flyer that probably on your car, or your doorstep, or your mailbox, stating that Senator Cook is blocking a grocery tax repeal bill to get rid of grocery tax, that he voted against it last year and he's trying to hold it back this year. Well, that flyer is completely false, and you need to know that. That flyer was produced by a group outside of Idaho with lots and lots of money that's trying to influence the Idaho vote. So here's the truth of it. There was never a bill that came to the Senate floor for the grocery tax repeal bill. There wasn't one, not last year, and so far there's not one this year. And so the truth of it is, I never had a chance to vote for it or against it. It just didn't happen. And so just want you to know that, and be aware that's just politics. Politics doesn't seem to always be honest. So you got to do your homework and do some digging in it. So anyway, just wanted to set that straight. Okay. What happened in the Commerce and Human Resource Committee, and that's a big one for me because I'm serving as the chairman of that. So maybe it's not heated up real big yet, but we are busy. We voted on to send a gubernatorial reappointment of Lori Wolf to be the administrator of the Idaho Division of Human Resources to the Senate floor. And so that will go to the Senate floor for a full confirmation. We had a print hearing of a bill that was sponsored by Senator Nichols regarding the vaccination of animals and produce. This one, when I first read it, I thought, this is really, really weird. What are we doing? But as I started digging into it and trying to understand it, in fact, I even called the Farm Bureau and said, hey, help me understand what's going on here. And so this is kind of a scary, kind of a cool, interesting idea. But what they're doing, not in the United States yet anyway, is they're vaccinating animals or vaccinating fruit or vegetables. They vaccinate that, put the serum in there, and then by the human being eating it, consuming that it vaccinates you. And the Farm Bureau gave me an example. I think it was in Africa. I could be wrong, but I think it was in Africa, where they vaccinate the bananas. And when they eat the bananas, that vaccination, that serum goes into their system, and they are vaccinated against the disease. And so this bill that Senator Nichols brought up was just basically to say, if you are vaccinating the animal or the vegetable, fruit, for the sole purpose of vaccinating the consumer, then this law says put it on a label. Put it on the label of the food. So it's like, wow, very interesting. So anyway, we voted to send that to a print to the print so that we can hear it. And then, of course, at that point, it goes to the pro tem, and he assigns that to different committees. And so it's not coming back to my committee, but it was an interesting time as we asked questions of Senator Nichols and tried to understand what she was thinking on that one. This week in the Commerce of Human Resource Committee, we passed a new rule that will affect you. That rule is is modifying insurance. And this is, I'm not even going to try to explain it. It's just really, really a difficult one. And that's why the rule was passed, because most consumers don't understand what they're getting into insurance. And so there's the offset and there's the stacker. And so this is something like you would go buy, let's say I didn't have any insurance and I ran into you and I said, oh, sorry, don't have any insurance. You're going to have to just deal with it yourself. And so you buy uninsured insurance. And there's a thing of offset and stacker. And this is a good rule. It's not forcing the insurance company to sell it to you. We're just saying you need to offer the adder, the stacker, and tell the consumer about it. Make sure they understand what they're getting into. And if this makes no sense at all, I'll give me a call, a text, and I'll try to explain it to you. But it's kind of a different one, but I think it's a good rule. I really do. So we passed it and sent it forward. So, all right, what happened on the Senate floor this week? Well, Thursday we voted to pass our very first bill this session, and that was Senate Bill 1001, and it passed the 34-0. So I think there's one person absent. So yeah, 34-0, one was absent, and it was just to drop some duplication of rules that was in the statute. So in the spirit of trying to get rid of the red tape and make the government more lean and nimble, we got rid of some of that. So it really didn't change anything. It was just getting rid of some text that had been sticking around and duplicated in several different places. So it was a good thing. We had several votes of new governor appointments and reappointments, and they all passed so far. There are 8 nominees to be voted on Monday morning for the governor's appointments. So we'll get to those. There's several bills this week were assigned to committees. So the bills are starting to come in. They get assigned to the committees first. The committees will debate them. They will vote whether they go to the floor or whether they die in the committee. And so we'll start having those in the committees, and then they'll start coming to the floor. So what we've been doing a lot in the committees is going through rules, which is basically, it's the agency, we pass bills, and the agency looks at that bills, and they interpret that into rules. And so we go back through the rules every year and say, do they match what we're supposed to do? Are they correct? Do we go forth? So a lot of the stuff that they're trying to do right now with the rules is getting rid of red tape, making it a little bit easier for businesses to flourish, and getting rid of, there's a lot of duplication that we're getting rid of as well, and a lot of examples that just don't need to be there. So it's a good thing. It is making the government, as I said before, kind of lean and nimble. Hopefully we'll be able to move forward a lot faster. I know that's weird to have a government move fast, but that's what we're trying to do. All right, the other big committee I'm on, as I've always talked about, is the JFAC committee, and that one is just crazy busy. So this week was really higher education. So last week was K through 12, and this week is higher education. So we had all the universities, the colleges, the community colleges, they all came in, and we all looked at their programs and the budgets that they're asking. So it was really interesting. We started off the week hearing from the State Board of Education, though, so their K through 12 budget. And they have a $20 million that they're getting. It's a one-time. It's coming from the general fund to increase the security around our K-12 schools. They've got $1 million for a one-time, again, from the general fund to expand our arts program in rural K through 12. And then they're asking for ongoing, they're asking for a $65 million, on this one, it's a one-time fund. So $65 million one-time fund intended to support the Idaho System of Education. They call it the IC. And it's to accelerate math learning, collaborative creation of the dyslexia handbook, and some summer and after-school reading programs As you know, the governor is really big on getting our literacy up there, which is good. If you don't learn how to read, it's pretty hard to learn how to do math or science or anything else. And so this is a good thing. There's also $30 million ongoing that we're getting from the Public School Endowment Income Fund. And that is to be used as grant money for parents to help with eligible expenses associated with students' education. So that was the Strong Family, Strong Student, I think is what it's called. It's a great program. It's for parents to be able to go buy a computer or a calculator or something that will help their kids in education. And I've got a lot of calls from parents that are using that, are very, very appreciative. Very grateful for that. And so I think it's a good program. I think it's a good thing. Let's see, just for your information, so the State Board of Education, just in the general fund alone, increased their budget by 17%, and the total budget increased by, I think it was 23.4%. And so it did increase. Charter School Commissions, they came and did their budget as well. They're asking for 2 new FTPs and the money to support those slots. You know, I like charter schools. I like public schools. The charter schools were, my understanding anyway, as I go back and read some of the laws and minutes and stuff, the charter school was created for the idea that we say, oh, let's try this lesson plan or this criteria. Let's go try that in a charter school and see if it works. And if it does, then let's come back and apply it to our public school. And that doesn't seem to be working. It seems like our charter schools and our traditional public schools are button heads. And I don't know if that's at the administrative level, at district, or if it's even higher in the state board. I don't know. But it's something that I certainly have been talking about here in the Capitol, of what can we do to improve that, to get those two working together. Because we're all about teaching, educating our children. And if we can learn something from the charter school, use it as a laboratory and bring it back to the traditional school, and I think we should do that. And maybe it is, but the perception I'm having is it's not being done that way. So I'd like to see that. Our community colleges, so CSI, NIC, CWI, and CEI, our very own CEI, College of Eastern Idaho. President Amon presented his budget, and it was awesome. These community college presidents, nothing against our university presidents, but these community college presidents, just very, very impressed with every one of them. They are there and seem to be scrapping with every dollar they have to scrimp and save and put it towards the kids. Everything they talked about is about students, the kids, and teaching them and helping them. And they go out in the community to figure out what businesses, what do you need? What do you want us to teach? How can we interact with you? And so I'm just really impressed with our community colleges and what they're doing. They've asked for so we don't do the budgets individually. They're grouped together. So the community college has an increase of 5.1% in the general fund increase. Anyway, I just really liked what I heard from our community colleges, what they're doing. Anyway, that's kind of what happened this week at the Capitol. It's been super busy, and we are getting things done, and things are ramping up, and it's going to be even busier. Anyway, I'd love to hear from you. If you've got comments, questions, issues, things that you disagree with me or agree with me, I'd love to hear it. I'm here to represent you. And so I hear it snowed hard in southeast Idaho. So go out and build a snowman and have a great weekend. Talk to you later. Thank you.